Welcome to this week's Are We Rolling? I'm Mason.
And I'm Anna.
We have a packed show for you today, bringing you the latest film news and views.
This week we're in Coventry and we went to the public to speak about the latest films and met an aspiring filmmaker who started production on his latest project.
But to kick off the show, we have the latest film news.
A third Sherlock Holmes movie has been announced by Warner Bros., which means Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law will be on the big screen for a third time.
And in other news, Infinity War, which was released a few weeks ago, has already surpassed 2 billion, which is amazingly still growing. This also means that it surpassed its predecessor, Avengers Age of Ultron, which had only grossed 1.4 billion around the world.
Quentin Tarantino has added Burt Reynolds to the cast of his new movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He is currently in processes of sorting out the commitments for the film and is in talks of playing George Spine. The cast already includes Leonardo DiCaprio playing Rick Dalton and Brad Pitt playing Chris Booth. Margot Robbie has also been confirmed to play Sharon Tate.
Deadpool 2, which was released on May 15th, has already gained a lot of love and attention. Ryan Reynolds coming back to perform as Deadpool again gives us a very entertaining movie, with Ryan Reynolds even reporting that he had to remove a joke from the movie as it was too offensive to Disney. The Deadpool facade has even told us that he looks back and thinks it's a wise decision, with Ryan Reynolds, who is known for his extensive humour, even releasing a poster for Deadpool 2 which mocks the ending of Logan, with big bold letters claiming that the movie is from the studio that killed Wolverine. You should check out the movie yourself while it's still in cinemas, you won't be disappointed.
James Marsden has signed a deal with Netflix to star in the Steve King and Joe Hill adaptation of In the Tall Grass. Splice director Vincenzo Natali is adapting the story this summer, which tells the story of a brother and a sister who hears a boy's cries in the field, so they decide to trudge through the tall grass to try and find him. And as you can imagine, they are met with some horrors and surprises. This is the third Stephen King adaptation Netflix has produced, following Gerald's Game in 1922.
Lastly, Donald Glover and Emilia Clarke featured and starred in the new Solo A Star Wars story. Also, the Star Wars movie has become the first official Star Wars movie to flop in the box office, only raking in 342 million from its 250 million budget. However, it still needs to gross 500 million to break even. And now for this coming week's big releases.
Tag is about a small former group of classmates who organise an elaborate annual game of tag that requires some to travel all over the country.
Adrift is based on the true story of survival. A young couple's chance of encounter leads them to their first love, and then on the adventure of a lifetime as they face one of the most catastrophic hurricanes in recorded history.
And Sicario, Day of Soldado, the drug war on the US-Mexican border has escalated as cartels have begun trafficking terrorists across the US border. To fight the war, federal agent Matt Grover has reteamed with the mercurial Alejandro.
That's what is coming up this week, but we all know that the biggest film season is here. What film are you looking forward to this summer?
I'm really looking forward to Incredibles. What about you, Mason?
I think I'm looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp.
This week we went into Coventry town to find different filming locations and spoke to the public to find out their thoughts on blockbuster season.
We decided to take to the streets of Coventry City and explore its film history, as well as talk to some people about what makes them love films. We found out what the public loves about films and their favourite film genres, and generally got to understand their film taste better.
Maybe comedy.
Comedy.
Yeah. That's a hard one. I kind of never really sort of think of genres that much, to just kind of roll with anything.
Oh, I like all sorts. I love Steel Magnolias, you know what I mean? I love prison things, you know.
Are there any new films coming out this year that you're looking forward to?
I don't know. Probably Deadpool, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Deadpool.
Deadpool's coming out
What
soon.
about, it's kind of a superhero film, isn't it? The Incredibles 2.
Oh
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Have you seen the first one? Take it.
Yeah.
Why do you think they waited so long for the sequel?
They probably just didn't know what to do with it, really. So they probably just waiting.
Unfortunately, I've been too busy to really get into anything this year. The last film I actually watched was Darkest Hour, which was quite good, and then before it was Molly's Game, and then Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
The first nativity was filmed in the cathedral behind us, which starred Alan Carr and Martin Freeman, and the fourth nativity is also rumoured to be filmed in Coventry, but we're not too sure yet, and it's due to come out on the 23rd of November 2018. As well as that, we explored the areas around Coventry Cathedral regarding the nativity film, and even visited inside the ruins to see for ourselves. This is where they filmed the scene in Nativity where Angel Gabriel flew from the top of the cathedral all the way down to the bottom again. If you could make a sequel to any film, what would you make?
Probably Saving Private Ryan.
About me, Megamind.
Oh yeah, Megamind.
Yeah. Rebels 2, I did see yes, I'm very excited about that.
Do you like
I think
that?
everyone's very excited about that.
Yeah. No, that was one of my favourite Pixar films, so I'm really happy that's finally actually coming out.
Why do you think they took so long with the sequel?
God, I couldn't tell you.
Another film that used Coventry for location was The Italian Job, which was filmed in 1969. They used Coventry's sewer system as a big chase scene, which was under construction at the time. Obviously, this was a really big thing for Coventry, as they'd never really been in films before. If you could make any sequel to any film, what do you think you'd make and why?
God. I'd like to see another Edge of Tomorrow. I think that one was
Really?
wasted.
With Tom
Like, yeah, I liked the film. I think it was kind of just wasted a little bit, and it could have done a little bit better.
Do you have a
I
favourite film?
like holy films. I love holy films. You know what I mean?
Do you have a favourite film?
No, not really. Not really, no.
Most important question, sweet or sour popcorn?
Mixed.
Mixed.
So many people say mix!
Yeah, everyone said
No
mixed
way.
with us.
Yeah.
Would you have salted or sweet popcorn?
Wouldn't have any.
Would
No
you have any
popcorn.
No,
You don't like popcorn?
I like toffee popcorn, the cheap one out the shop. I
Oh,
don't
there we
like
go.
it. Yeah, toffee popcorn.
Okay, right, most important question,
Go on.
sweet or salted popcorn?
Mixed. Oh, God.
Criminal. Sweet or salted popcorn?
Sweet.
Sweet, yeah.
So that's what the people of Coventry think.
It's the world's biggest film with much anticipated Wrestle Kingdom.
So we hit the big screen to find out if it meets the excitement, and here is the clip.
Do you remember the first time you saw a dinosaur?
Hey, Blue.
We don't really believe it. It's like a miracle. Something's coming.
It's the T-Rex. It's the T-Rex.
It's not a T-Rex.
Blue, come with me. You know you can't stay here.
Jurassic World, The Island,
You're all right. Easy, girl.
all of that is in the past.
Am I done? Not yet, kid.
I want to show you the future.
What is that thing?
They made it.
Blue. You need to get us out of here.
Yeah.
So Anna, what do we make of Fallen Kingdom?
Well, I was really excited for this to come out. When we said that we were going to go and see it, I was so excited to go and watch it, but I thought it was a bit of a letdown. I thought it was way too long compared to the other films. I felt that the length of it ruined the film a bit, and I didn't, it wasn't what I expected.
To be honest, I think due to the other 5 films being short, I think most of them were around an hour and a half. I was really surprised to see that they made this one 2 hours
Yeah,
and
me
10
too.
minutes, because this is something new that they had to do. They had to bring in more things, features, more actors, you know, to make it seem more successful than the
Yeah.
others. But I think that it added to the action a lot more with it being longer. And I think that it wasn't boring, but they could have done better with it being such a long film.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and I just thought that when we found out it was such a long film, I was like, okay, this is either going to go really good or really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm swaying way more towards the bad at the minute.
I've got to agree though, the film had really bad pacing. It was at sometimes terrible. I was sat there throughout the cinema and I was thinking to myself, if this movie doesn't get to the point anytime soon, then I'm not going to sit
Yeah.
here any longer.
Yeah.
But then it kind of, the ending for me kind of made that change a little bit.
I thought the first 20 minutes of the film had the best pacing with the volcano
With the
scene in it.
volcano, yeah.
And I thought that the first 20 minutes was my favourite part of the film. So I just like, and then as it got on, as you said, it got a bit more dead. I kind of nearly fell asleep. I didn't know what to think about it.
I think the first 20 minutes was very important to them because they were trying to explain so much in so little time.
Yeah.
So I think if they carried on with the way they done it in the first 20 minutes, it could have been very successful.
Yeah.
The volcano scene, in my opinion, was brilliant. The cinematography, where the ash falls and you can see the Bronchiosaurus, I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a guess here, but it kind of perishes in the ash. And that was a tearful moment because you kind of think to yourself, they might all be extinct at the end of this movie.
I thought that was a beautiful piece of cinematography there. I just, watching that, built my hopes up so much about the film.
Yeah.
And then as it went on, as we said, it died a bit. And seeing all that happen in the volcano scene, and then watching all the other scenes of it go on, I don't know. And I also felt that the subplots made it drag out a bit as well.
There was way too much filler in this.
There was so much filler.
You've got some characters in there who were important to the story. Don't get me wrong, all the subplots even were important to the story. I mean, otherwise, how's it going to be a successful movie?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel as if they changed it up a tiny bit and didn't make it seem as if Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard weren't even the main stars.
It was Chris Pratt and the dinosaur.
Yeah, I know. Chris Pratt had a better relationship with the dinosaur than anybody else in that film. I think if they just made a film with Blue and Chris Pratt,
it would have been a bestseller.
It would have been
better than this film.
Amazing. But I think that the two characters, Francis Smith and Zia Rodriguez, they didn't really come through with a great performance.
I didn't understand. Like, I get that you need subplots for a film and you need to have the audience concentrate on other parts of the film, but I thought maybe they could have taken a subplot out or not extended on it as much as they did, and it was just, it felt too jumpy and too fillery.
I agree with you, and the one thing that kind of annoyed me about this movie is that you see Chris Pratt playing the same person in every movie nowadays. He used to be like a really funny person in comedy, and then you see him now and he plays the same person, like just some action guy who saves a damsel in distress, and you know, he ends up with her at the end of the movie, and it's all hooray,
it's
hoopla.
all just typical now. Yeah.
You know what's going to happen before it even starts.
I do have to say though, I think the best part of the film was the fact that they barely used any CGI.
Yeah.
And that it was all practical effects.
I think I was watching a video on it, and they said that it was 80% practical.
See, that's
and 20%
brilliant.
CGI.
That's amazing.
If they carry that on in the rest of the movies, then it could actually work out very well for them.
Yeah, I thought the CGI and the fact that they had hardly any CGI is so amazing, and how they made all those dinosaurs out of actual practical effects. It was so amazing. And I think that was my all-time favourite part of that film.
If the one thing that kind of annoyed me as well, considering there's a massive list by now, Jeff Goldblum's appearance at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where he just appears and he appears and then he disappears. It's literally instant. He has 4 lines. That's it. And he got paid more than everybody on that set. But however, though, what would you give this movie?
I think the rating for this is going to have to be about 7.5.
And that's
because of all the subplots and how long it was, and it didn't draw me in as much as I thought it was going to.
I think I started off liking this movie, and now that I've spoke about it, I think I'm gonna have to give it a 5. I think I loved the first Jurassic Park better than all
comparing to every other Jurassic Park, it just
got boring.
Yeah.
Melodramatic. Yeah.
It wasn't needed.
You don't really want to watch it anymore, do you? No.
I don't really want to see that film again, to be honest.
Well, that was Fallen Kingdom. Next week we're watching Ocean's 8.
Someone who wants to make great films is this week's guest, Chris Fernandez. This film is a musical based on Coventry, and Mason spent some time discussing his new project.
I'm here with Chris Fernandez, a commentary filmmaker, and we're here to discuss This City of Mine. So Chris, tell me, what was the inspiration for your movie?
Well, the film was largely influenced by a bunch of different movie musicals from the golden age of cinema. So you got like The Sound of Music and Singing in the Rain. But the main influence of the film was the film La La Land.
What was it about La La Land that you liked the most? I know obviously you enjoyed the music, but what is it that influenced you about the movie that you wanted to put into your own?
Well, it was something to do with the fine line between realism and escapism. Like throughout the film, the story's going on, and a lot of it is like a realistic approach to chasing your dreams and that. And then you have the escapism part, which is the music, and it's nice to sort of bounce between those two factors.
How did you find the cast, and what was it like to work with them, if you have?
Casting has been fairly difficult in terms of finding people in Coventry, but at the end I ended up working with some familiar faces. The lead actor is Danny Azar. I believe he's one of the top 30 young music producers in the UK, so that's pretty nice. And so working with familiar faces, some family, friends, and yeah.
So Chris, tell me, what was it like finding the cast and working with them?
Well, finding the cast initially was quite difficult because of the nature of shooting a movie musical. We need to find people who are triple threats, people who can sing, dance, as well as act, and it was quite difficult to find people who could do all those things in Coventry.
So you were saying that they were triple threats. Were there some people who you needed to help to become, dancing? Some people who just needed more help in certain areas?
Yeah, well, when we were casting, I had originally prioritised singing, because with acting I could push them in the right direction, and I have a great choreographer on board, Corinne Hall, and she's just fantastic in terms of dancing. She knows her stuff, and she's a great teacher as well. So, when it came to casting, I didn't mind if they were, if they were lacking a little bit in terms of dancing. But fortunately, the cast, they could all sing and dance and act.
So, Chris, tell me, who's the mastermind behind some of the musical sequences?
For the musical sequences of the film, it's been a real group effort because for the original songs, we've got the music, the lyrics, as well as the choreography. So for the music side of things, we've got the film's composer, Ruckus Tenevicius. He's incredibly talented, and I will be writing the lyrics for the songs. And for the dancers, we've got Corinne Hall, who will be choreographing.
Very interesting. What do you learn from being a filmmaker?
Well, throughout the past few years making these short films, it's been a real learning curve. For example, each short film you learn a new step of the whole process. For example, the first film I did, it was very much learning the traditional process of filmmaking, with pre-production, production, and then post-production, and getting familiar with the crew roles, such as a sound operator holding the boom mic. And the second film I did was more exploring the cinematography and seeing what kind of shots would show what kind of emotion. And then with my third film, my most recent one, Delivery.
Is that it, is it? Oh my God. Damien, look at my face, yeah? Look at my face. This face is stress, okay? You're causing me stress. You, Damien, you understand? What is your job?
Deliver mail at the right address at the right time and date.
Amazing. Word for word almost. So can you tell me, Damien, explain this to me, yeah? Why out of 37 letters you delivered, only 3 went to the right address? And out of 17 packages you tried to deliver, only 1 got there? Huh?
It was more about exploring, writing and directing, the writing that informs characters' motivations, that sort of thing, and directing the actors. Recently, for that film, I worked with comedian Guz Khan, which was a fantastic experience. He's a bit of a legend, and so it was great to have him on and to learn new things in terms of directing as well as story beats and keeping the pace of a scene.
So we've been talking to Chris Fernandez all day about his film, The City of Mine. Is there anything you'd like to say, Chris?
Yeah, sure. The website is thiscityofminemovie.com and the hashtag is thiscityofmine.
Well, unfortunately, Chris can't join us this weekend as he's out on holiday, so we decided to make a little game instead.
Are you ready to get beaten, Mason?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to win, but let's go.
Okay, well, this is a 3-round game and it's all about films. So the first round is 3 words to guess the film.
Yeah.
So should I go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, right. My 3 words are animation, toys, and children.
Jeez, that is one of the hardest things I've ever been asked in my life. What could it be?
Don't know, what could it be?
I'm going to guess Toy Story.
You guessed right.
Oh,
so
thanks
point
for
to
that.
Mason.
Easy point right there. My 3 words are big boat, fancy dress, and winter.
Titanic?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, it was either Titanic or Great Gatsby. I wasn't sure.
To be honest, I kind of lost my immediate.
Second round. So we're drawing at the minute.
Yeah.
Second round is a badly explained plot line.
So basically for this, we talk about a movie, but we try and describe that movie as horrendously as we
really bad plot line. So
Basically,
do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. A recently widowed man adopts an Asian boy and takes him to a waterfall.
What?
Instead of adopts, I say kidnaps.
Kidnaps a recently widowed man kidnaps an Asian boy and takes him to a waterfall. Is it Up?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
That is so good. Okay, right. Mine is a couple of tiny men try and return some unwanted jewellery.
Why is everything so easy?
Do you know it?
Yeah. It's Lord of the Rings. There's something difficult about that.
I went around the whole crew and asked them and no one could get it. So I thought it was a pretty hard one.
Are we a media group? Are you sure we're a media group?
Right, the third round is we have pictures each of a scene from a film. We're going to show them.
Show them to the camera first. So
Yeah, don't show me.
obviously.
And then, obviously, then you show me and then I'll guess what it is.
I'll go first because obviously I can. But this is the film. Easy to guess, let's face it. So, what do you think?
Is it High School Musical? Is it the lockers from High School Musical?
No. I'll give you a hint. It's an animation.
An animation?
Yeah.
Is it based in a school?
No. It's based at a workplace.
Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, okay, you got
Okay, I got it. Right, okay, and this is mine. So, show it to the cameras. See if everyone's got it. Mason?
No. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to lose. Alien?
No.
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 Oh, no, he looks like one of the... Oh, no.
Should I show it to the camera one more time?
Yeah.
Make sure everyone's got it. Just to make Mason look really
Okay.
uncultured.
It's got a gun in it. Give me another clue.
If I give you a clue, you'll get it.
Just think of a random clue. Do you know an actor from the movie?
I know plenty, yeah. What's his name? The guy that plays Danny Zuko in Grease.
Well, you've lost me there.
I can't remember his name. Him! It's him!
You know what? I don't know. What movie is it?
Pulp Fiction.
Oh my god. Okay.
So I think I've won that round. I think I win the game. I told you I'd beat you, Mason.
Wonderful.
Next week, we're in Birmingham reviewing Ocean's 8.
We have the latest news from Comic-Con as well.
So thank you for joining us.
I'll see you next week.